Hello there guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you're doing safe. Stay safe, please do wear a mask and now you're going into the public. Stay safe, stay good, stay healthy. Today I'm going to tell you about, all the experience that I have got about my bike after riding it for around 550 kilometers. I know it's pretty new because 550 kilometers is nothing, because a lot of bikers complete a lot of kilometers in the initial days and post their reviews, but I'm a newbie and I am just learning things. So here I am with my Gixxer SF250 and its review. The initial review, actually, as you can see, it has clocked around 559 kilometers. So yeah, let me start. First point, the first thing is about the looks. The Gixxer SF250 stands out from every other bike because you can see NS200 and RS200 most commonly, and you can also see RCs and Dukes nowadays. After 125 have come into the play, they are really quite common now, and after BS6 update, I think the power has been decreased. So okay, the topic is not related. Let's continue with the looks topic. It looks really good. Yeah, the edges are sharp, only in few places, not as sharp as R15 V3. Because of the fairing, it looks like a heavier bike, which it is not actually. The bike weighs around 161 kg, and you feel the weight sometimes when you want to change the direction quickly. And the looks from the back, it looks really rad from the back. The LED tail lamp looks really good, and the dual exhaust adds character to it. And by the way, both of the exhaust ports do work. I have checked that, because I thought only one is functional and the other one is only for just for some looks, that's it. But it does really work. And this section, it has been designed very differently, because you see here two different sections, this and this particular one which joins this. Yeah, it's actually single unit, it's combined everywhere. Yeah, to remove this you have to remove the whole thing, I guess. Yeah, this does look really good, and this mudguard also looks really good, and mono single suspension there looks good. And you can actually tie your luggage, the bags, with the bungee cords. You can keep the hooks here and keep the luggage here. It is really good and it is practical. I think these are of good use, and this Sari guard was gifted to me by the Suzuki showroom as an accessory and charged me around 2500 rupees. You can avoid it if you don't want. I don't know why my mother wanted me to get that Sari guard, but in real life, my mother would never sit on the pillion seat. It is way too small, and it is a lot it is very tall. Very tall. When compared to the front rider, you sit very high on the pillion seat, so it is not very preferable for ladies who sit on the one side. Yeah, of course, if you sit side, keeping your both of the legs front ways, that is the normal position, it will be good. And coming to the looks, continuing with that, the fuel tank is really wide section. It looks macho. Yeah, and many of the people compare it with CBR 250R, and CBR 250R is a legend. It looks really rad, and I think if CBR 250R was available even now, the latest generation, I would have bought that over this. But as of now, this is the value for money purchase, because 250s, this is the cheapest one. The faired one, fully fairing one. I think you don't have even any other option other than this, a 250cc fairing vehicle. Yeah, and coming to its engine, the engine is a 250cc engine, 249 to be precise, 249cc. It produces 26.5 horsepower at 9800 or 9300 rpm, and 22.2 newton meters of torque, around 7500 rpm, I guess. You get the, you get those details everywhere on the internet. Okay, do go through the internet if you want those every details about this bike clearly. And I'm going to tell you about my personal experience now. Initially I was not used to this type of riding position, and I have initially felt pain in my left wrist, and it took some time to get used to it. And the clutch is on the heavier side too, it doesn't help either, so you need some time to get used to it. And so many people compare this with R15 V3 because of the pricings. It R15 V3 costs around 30,000 less than this, that's it. And so I prefer this over that because R15 V3's riding position is way too committed, and it is just 150cc engine, so you will feel the itch to upgrade. Yeah, I know, but when you're traveling in the cities, you don't actually need so much of power and everything, but you just feel that urge whenever you see a bigger cc bike. You feel that you have the need for that. Even I felt the same and bought this over R15 V3. And the pillion seat is a bit more practical compared to R15 V3, but this is also not very practical when compared to other bikes. Yeah, because it is a split seat. So basically people don't buy these type of bikes for pillion riders comfort, because we need a bike connected to the passenger. Basically the rider, the main rider, the focus is on the rider. And I think this bikes gives the complete freedom of handling the bike, and it respects your inputs, and it reacts to your inputs. You can really control the bike. And what else? I've added a few accessories to the bike. They are not basically accessories, essential maybe. I think this lever guard protector, sorry, not the lever guard protector, actually these are the lever guards. This is the gear lever protector. It actually protects your shoe from getting ruined because of the black rubber that's there here. And my particular one shoe was spoiled because of that, so I got that for 65 bucks. And these are the lever guards. Yeah, and they are in golden color too, so they match my bike. They costed around 700 rupees totally for that thing. I've made another video about that, do check out if possible. And the fairing, the fairing is the main part about this. The fairing looks really good, and I think this is the best color to buy because blue was way too flashy for me, and this looks really rad in matte black too. So many people have complimented me even about the color because it looks really classy, the matte black. And as you have noticed, there are some marks here and there. This is because I've got a laminated sheet fixed to it from a guy I know, that is basically like a protection layer. Sorry for that, that's an auto. Yeah, and I actually wanted to get a good quality PPF, but here in Vizag I went to one shop and asked about PPF, and he told me that it would cost around 18,000. And I was like literally shocked, because 18,000 for the paint protection film for the bike. I don't know whether it is worth it or not, because I don't have any previous experience, but I cannot afford it as of now. We'll see if I can afford it later once I start earning. So I got this for 1,500 bucks for the tank, and the finishing is not at all good. And I told him the same, and he told me that he would get this process done once again, and we'll get the proper sheet and everything. So for now it looks very unpleasant to my eyes. The finishing is not good, and as you can see, yeah, there is no proper finish. Yeah, the layer already started coming off here and there, but yeah, this does its job. it will do its job. So I think 2500 for the whole bike, he told me, and that is really good because the other alternative costs 18,000, so I don't have any choice. So I'll go for the 2500 one because it will prevent the bike from getting scratches, because as it is matte black and black, because it will be prone to scratches and you will be able to see any sort of scratches very easily. And coming to the vibrations part, once I cross 4500 rpm, the vibrations start getting in and you feel the vibrations mostly on the handlebars. And after getting these lever guards, the vibrations have felt more because they start shaking literally and so they make a lot of sound once 4000 rpm has been crossed. And coming about the next part, these wide rear view mirrors, they do their work, but there are way too wide. They are way too wide, and in the cities you have to be careful, because or else you may hit someone with those. And the dual channel ABS works really good. It's a pretty charm. You just put your finger on the front brake lever and you are just where you are without skidding or no drama and anything. Even the back brake works good, and this good brake bite too. You feel it when you want the brakes to work. They do the job. That's it. And the exhaust sound, once you cross 4000 rpm, the exhaust sound is really good. That is where the actual fun starts. But after the first service, I'll do a proper exhaust sound test too. And coming to the service and everything of the bike, that is why people have been avoiding Suzuki, because of the bad reputation regarding the service. Actually, at the time of delivery, there was a dent on this particular panel and I wanted that to be changed, and they assured me that the part will be changed, but it took around 22 to 23 days for getting that changed. And in the case of doing that particular changing of that panel, they gave me these scratches as gift. I don't know whether you are able to see it or not. There's some scratches here. And regarding the engine oil, it's 10W 40 10W 40 fully synthetic oil is recommended for this bike, and the service center didn't have that oil when I wanted that. So I don't know how will be the service and all, because the first service is not completed yet. But the response and the way they handle the bikes is not very comfortable for you to watch, because when you are paying 2 lakhs, you feel that your bike should be respected and your problems are to be solved properly. But here it is not the case. That is the reason in Andhra Pradesh most of the Suzuki showrooms have a lot of bad reputation because of the bad way of handling their bikes. They don't care about the bikes properly. Even if you give the bike to them in a good condition, you don't know whether you will get back your bike in the same condition. That's the way of they're working. So I think Suzuki should get into that matter because of the bad reputation. Suzuki, the wonderful Gixxer products are not getting sold in good numbers. And after riding it for just 5 kilometers, you start feeling the heat from this particular part of the bike. Your legs, to be precise, your foot will from this particular part, you can feel the heat near your foot after riding it for just 5 kilometers. I don't know why. And it's a Suzuki oil cooling system. Maybe the oil cooling system works differently, I don't know how, but it looks really good. And Yeah, the looks of this dual exhaust looks good, and the Macho bike, it is a lot bulky in the real life. The rear 150 section Viter adds to its character. And I chose this over R15 V3 because yeah, the cc is more and the power is more, so I don't have to change the bike and I can hold on up to it for years. And I didn't go for RC200 because it is more expensive than this, and the position, yeah, it is more committed. Yeah, the position of RC200 and R15 V3 are really good. They are really sporty and not preferable just for the city use. Yeah, you have to be habituated with that type of bikes, and I'm not used to that type of bikes, so that will be a lot more difficult for me to get used to them, so I picked this over that. Yeah, I like R15 V3, but because of the cc and the pricing for a 150cc motorcycle, I choose this. So I have went ahead with this purchase, and I have researched a lot about this bike before buying, because even I was skeptical how the Suzuki service would be, and I don't know yet. It is still a question mark for me, but this bike is a jump, really good. And I have seen the same bike manufactured in India is sold in many other parts of the world, I guess, because I saw a few posts of the Suzuki Gixxer SF250, and some parts here and there have manufactured in India stickers. That is really good, because you can see the reliability and the manufacturing build quality of the Suzuki. And yeah, coming to the helmet, this is the Axo One, and I have did a review about it. I did a review about that too, but the review is not that great, so I'm telling you about this once again. It costed around 4,250, and I have used this for all the rides on my Gixxer SF250, and I have noticed that the wind blast is really worst on this helmet. You feel all the wind noise inside the helmet, and you can't bear the wind after once you cross 60 or 65 kilometers per hour. I don't know why. Even after closing these vents, even there's no difference actually, even if you keep these air vents open or closed. And some good points are, it is anti-fog, it has pin lock 3D or 30 something, that is anti-fog. And there's dual visor. The dual visor is really good because the inner visor is good. It is of good quality. You can use it in the bright sunlight. It is really good. And you have a spoiler on the back side. It is good. The shape of the helmet is really good and worth the money. Yeah, the build quality and everything is good. It is Axar, and I saw the making of Axar helmets on YouTube, and these are the stickering is hand pasted. Yeah, the stickers are manually put on the helmet by people. I never knew that, and I thought maybe it's made on some machines or something. But it's really good to know that people are doing that stickering work on the helmets by their hand. And that's it for the bike. I'll tell you about the bike after the first service. I will cover all the points in my next video. Do let your questions in the comment section, and I'll answer to every one of them. And the price for which I got this bike is around 2 lakhs after all the discounts. The actual on road price is 2,17,000, and after all the discounts I got it for 2 lakhs. Yeah, including the Suzuki. They have even given me the Suzuki helmet, which is of first quality, that is of local brand Replay. Yeah. But for the city use, that will be good, and for long rides I will be using the Axo helmet. And that's it about the bike. Thanks for watching, guys. Do like, share and subscribe, and do Do go for long rides whenever possible, but not now, because people will be concerned about how you will be and everything once you go out. So stay safe, stay good, and we'll fight this COVID together. Thanks for watching.